Get myself in the video. Shabbat Shalom fortified.
Shabbat Shalom.
Let's try it again. Shabbat Shalom, y'all.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wake it up. Wake it up. To the 12 tribes of Israel and to the stranger grafted in among us, we greet you in the master's name of Yehoshua HaMashiach. We're going to do a quick word of prayer and we'll get into it. We've been off. We haven't been televising the revolution for a few weeks, but we're getting back to it. The revolution will be televised. It's being televised now. They're just trying to hide it.
Oh my
But
God.
I digress. Let's go ahead and pray. Turn our face to the Father. Dear Abiyah, again, we thank you for another Shabbat. We thank you for being who you are. We thank you for being worthy when we're not. We thank you for having your Son come to be an example to us on how to be back with you and how to be obedient and how to follow you and do the things you call for us to do, Father. We pray for our nation of Israel as a whole, that you will help us to seek your face and turn from our wicked ways, Father, to come back to you as one nation, to be the people that you've called for us to be, to go out to the world, Father, to give them the good news of you and the salvation that you can bring to those that will come to you. Father, we also thank you for the people of Fortified. We thank you for all ministries that are Yah-appointed ministries that are set apart to do the will. Father, we also pray that there will be more laborers in the field to work, Father, for this harvest, to get this harvest, Father. Again, we thank you for waking up your children. Yeah. And that we thank you again, Father, for the prophecy that's being fulfilled before us every day. You are true to your word. And we pray, Father, that your people will be true to you and your word as well, Father. We also bind up all unclean spirits, spirits of witchcraft, spirits that try to keep your people down, keep your people from doing the things to serve you. Father, we bind it up right now in Yehoshua HaMashiach set apart name. It is so, it is so, it is so.
Wow.
You done forgot.
They say, yeah.
Thank you, teacups. Thank you. Some people
I
think that they can just take off, but we are. We're gonna fix it today. We're gonna fix it. All right, we are coming out of the book of Ruth.
Okay.
Wait, this is new. Hold on, let me
Ruth.
stand up for this.
Oh, you had to stand up anyway.
Yeah.
Stand up for the word, not for me. Don't get caught slipping. Well, we already preached that a long time ago, so we ain't gonna go there. Chapter 3. Now, it's only 4 chapters, so I'm going to touch on each chapter throughout this message. But chapter 3 is what we're going to call it our focal.
I don't know, I ain't never been to Ruth, so I gotta find it.
And why you finding it? What do you need to say?
Torah stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You said it. I wasn't going to say it. I was not going to say it.
And everybody here, people got to say Torah study, but it's all right. Because some of y'all probably got to say it too. You just ain't on the spot.
All right, there we go.
Like, I think I read it like one time completely in one day.
Well, I guess I have, but mine, I got it highlighted.
You sure do.
Okay, 791.
And now when you're there, say hallelujah.
Hallelujah. I feel like I got taller again.
Well, after you didn't know where Ruth was, you had to cut you down a little bit.
Okay.
What was it?
Yeah,
Chapter 4?
Chapter 3. See, you ain't old yet. You too young to be old.
Chapter 3. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So we laugh and joke with each other here at Fortified, so y'all be all right. We there. All right, everybody, hearts and minds clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it reads, and Naomi, or pronounced Nuomi, her mother-in-law said to her, my daughter, should I not seek rest for you, so that it is well with you? And now is not Boaz, with whose young women you have been, our relative? See, he is winnowing barley tonight at the threshing floor. And you shall bathe and anoint yourself, and put your garments on, and go down to the threshing floor. Do not make yourself known to the man until he has finished eating and drinking. And it shall be, when he lies down, that you shall notice the place where he lies, and shall go in and uncover his feet and lie down. And let him make known to you what you should do. And she said to her, all that you say to me, I do. And she went down to the threshing floor and did according to all that her mother-in-law commanded her. And Boaz ate and drank, and his heart was glad, and he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. And she came softly and uncovered his feet and lay down. And it came to be at midnight that the man was startled and turned himself and saw a woman lying at his feet. And he said, who are you? And she answered, I am Ruth, your female servant. Now you shall spread your covering over your female servant, for you are a redeemer. And he said, blessed are you of Yahweh, my daughter, for you have shown more loving commitment at the end than at the beginning, not to go after young men, whether poor or rich. And then I'll finish with 11, but we'll paraphrase the other ones. And now, my daughter, do not fear. All that you say, I do for you. For all the people of my town know that you are a capable woman. All right, you may be seated.
All right now.
Tonight's message,
What?
the title is called, Are You in Position? Are you in position? Y'all sound like that's going to taste good to you. Now y'all know I was trying to preach it last week.
The appetizer was very good.
What is position? It is defined, first off, as a place where something or someone is located or put. Secondly, it is a particular way something is placed or arranged. Many people every day are vying for positions, whether power, relationships, careers, etc. What do you think that someone is doing when wanting a promotion, wanting a spouse, wanting prosperity, or other different things? They're looking for what? Position. You have to get into position to be in position. Now, let's say that again. You got to get in position to be in position. When Bereshit spoke of the creation account, all it was Yah putting things in position. He made this on the first day, made that on the second day, third day, all up until he made man. And the thing is, notice everything was about position. And what was he doing? He was positioning everything for who? The man. Everything that the man was going to need was there before he made him. There was only one thing that he left.
Oh, yeah.
And then what did he do? He put him in position to get that thing out of him to position before him. And what did he do? He put him to sleep while he did all of it. And he didn't wake him up until he was finished. And he had what he had for him. It was positioned right there. So when he woke up, what did he do? He looked and said, "Thank you, Father." No, he said, "Now this is bone of my bone and
flesh of my flesh."
And what? Yah made sure everything was in position. So when he woke up, everything he needed was right there. He just had to be positioned in order to get it. Y'all with me?
Come on now.
After he made everything for man, he put man in position. Again, you see that as Bereshit 2, verse 8, or Genesis for those in King Jimmy land. And I got here as a side note, a man must position things for a wife. And y'all remember this. As a side note, a man must position things for a wife before he puts a woman in position as his wife. And a woman must be in position to become a wife before she can be positioned as someone's wife. You need to hear that again?
Oh, just say it one more time.
All right. A man must position things for a wife before he puts a woman in position as his wife. And a woman must be in position to become a wife before she can be positioned as someone's wife. So when you've actually been properly positioned by Yah and positioned by obedience, then he's like, okay, now you're ready. Now I'm going to take you off the wife assembly line at the Isha store. And now I'll place you in position where your future Ish can find you.
Okay, come on.
Because a true man, a true Ish, is working to position himself so that he is able to receive an Isha. One of the things that my dad always told me is like, boy, you better make sure you got something. You ain't got to necessarily have a house, but have a place to put a woman before you're looking to get one. Make sure that you have certain things, provision. He's like, because women, they ain't going to just be sitting up there just taking nothing and promises and there ain't nothing being shown. It's like, you got to have something. Now, I ain't saying, we ain't looking for no gold diggers and all that other mess, but it's like, you got to have something to show to make somebody want you and to stay with you. And again, it ain't talking about a materialistic thing, but you got to show what is your plan. How do I know that you're going to be a good provider when you can't provide for yourself?
Come on now.
How do I know you're going to be able to protect me when you're scary? How do I know that I can trust you when you don't even know if you can be trusted?
Right.
And vice versa for the women. How does he know that you're going to be a good woman? Just because you look nice.
Right.
Or just because you're talking about how well you can cook. Or you might cook a couple things where he's like, well, that don't put you in position just because you can cook.
Right.
Just because you know how to sew. Just because you look like you might be fertile, all these other different things, that don't position you that, oh, this is gonna be a good wife. No.
Somebody gonna be mad.
What do you have to offer in the right way? Just both people got to show, they got to prove, show and prove.
Yeah.
if the servant is no better than the master, right? Is what the Mashiach said.
Yep.
If he showed and proved to us, don't we need to show and prove to him and ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
So again, in order to get a position of some sort, you have to make sure that you're in position to receive it. If I already be a husband, I shouldn't try to position myself as ready. For the women, if you ain't in position to be a wife, then you shouldn't be sitting up there and false advertising that I'm in position. It's like, nah. Because the Father knows, and the truth always does what? Comes out. What's done in the dark always does what? Y'all gonna help me preach this tonight?
Yes, we are.
Okay. You can't take a position if you're not already in place or position. You can't be getting ready for it. You must be ready and placed. You ever been late?
All the time.
And somebody out there honking the horn, baby, waiting for you.
Oh,
And you done called them just to make sure that they're going to be there on time.
Mm-hmm.
And you tell them, okay, I'm ready, but you wasn't really ready.
Mm-hmm.
Because when a person's ready, you already outside the door. Or you looking out the window waiting. As soon as you see him pull up, you already opening up the door, coming out, locking it, and you walking out to him. A person that's actually positioned to be ready, you ain't got to wait.
Mm-hmm.
But a person that's talking about, I'm getting ready. Anybody ever been one of those, I'm getting ready, folks? Should have been ready 50 minutes ago. Still getting ready. And that's going to happen to a lot of people that when the Mashiach comes, because he's going to come like a thief in the night. You ain't going to know when he coming, and you still getting ready. Remember the 5 foolish virgins?
Mm-hmm.
They was getting ready.
Yeah.
And they missed it.
They went out partying.
And the thing is what? They lacked oil, right? What is oil representative of in that? The Ruach, the Holy Spirit.
The Holy Spirit, yeah.
And so there's some people they'll be out of position and they want you to get out of position. Well, give me some of what you got.
Right.
They're like, no, you should have had it yourself. I forget what movie it was. It's like, but no, my brother, you got to get your own. All right, the Ibri or Eve word or Hebrew for those doing the English transliteration for position that I'm going to give for this message context is sum. Sum, the phonetic sound or spell, if you will, sum. Now, you can either spell it using the English transliteration S-U-M or S-I-M, but it's actually pronounced sum. 7760, Hebrew number for Strong's Concordance. Or again, like I told y'all, get a Strong's, or not Strong, but get an ancient Hebrew lexicon. Y'all know.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got yours, but y'all do it. And what it means is to put, to place, set, appoint, assign, attach, load, care, charge, station, transformed, plant, prepared, determined, and etc. Because there's a whole bunch of them. Y'all know I like to give a lot of information, but I'm gonna leave it there, and y'all gonna go back and look at this and write it down.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
Like, I ain't seen no notepads tonight.
So it is.
Gotta hear it.
When looking at the account of Naomi and Ruth, this account starts off with Elimelech. Naomi and their 2 sons going to Moab to get away from famine that was in Yehuda. They were of the Yehudim. And the Yehudim is what? Our tribesmen. Because we are from the 4th tribe.
Yes.
Yehuda, right?
Huda.
We ain't no strange people in here, is it?
Nah.
Okay. Well, we still love the strangers too.
Yeah, we love
But
strangers.
I just want to make sure I'm dealing with my tribal people right now.
She said stranger danger.
Along the way, Elimelech dies.
Mm-hmm.
His 2 sons married 2 Moabite women. Look at Yehuda men. Always, they be doing that sometime, boy.
Sometimes.
All the time.
Now, granted, these women back then still had the same pigmentation,
Yeah.
but I digress. I ain't gonna go there, and I'm gonna try to be nice. But yeah, they was dealing with, and the thing is, you look at the Moabites were still Shemitic, because who's the father of Moab? No.
No.
Who was Father Abraham's nephew?
Lot.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Lot.
Lot.
Oh.
And so it was Lot's son.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the mama?
One of the daughters.
Mm-hmm. So that was still our family. But remember, we always had issues with them. They hated on us and they did us wrong.
Yeah.
But we
That's still disgusting.
ain't saying that we holding grudges or nothing like that. But anyways, these 2 Yehudi men messing with these Moabite women. And then both her sons died. Her husband died first. Then baby boys died.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just her. Her and her two daughter-in-laws as Moabites. They're all left desolate. A woman that becomes a widow, she's desolate because what? Now she doesn't have a provider or a protector. I mean, one of the things we're always told is to care for the widows and the fatherless.
Mm-hmm.
And you get blessed when you do that. Now, Naomi frees them of any obligation to her as she readies herself to go back home. Come on, children. To where?
I'm going back.
Yeah, y'all sing it. We're gonna get it in there to where? But this time it's going back to our ancestral inherited land of Yehuda.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's like, I'm about to go back to Yehuda because I hear that there's bread again in the house of what? Yehuda. So y'all can go back home, be with y'all people. I cut you loose, live your life, do you boo-boo. Ain't that what y'all say sometimes?
No.
Because what? She said no. Because what? She heard, again, that Yah had visited the land of Yehuda and he gave his people bread. Remember what he said, organized religion, he's bread when you're hungry and you water when you're thirsty?
Yes.
And the thing is, we need bread. He is the bread. What does he call it? The bread of heaven? Bread of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Mashiach is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the thing is, when you hear Yah has visited your place, he's providing bread or sustenance, you will be out your dog picking mind to not go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Naomi's two daughter-in-laws, one was Orpah, not Oprah, Orpah, and the other one, of course, we know is Ruth. Now, we're going to look at what their name means, because y'all know I like to do that.
Yes.
Orpah means mane, back of the neck, as in leaving, stiff-necked, obstinate, which also means stubborn.
Mm.
So that's what sister-in-law / daughter-in-law, what her name meant. Now, Ruth's name means friendship and friend.
Wow.
Of course, we know that Orpah leaves and goes back to her people as Naomi told her. She didn't take long before she's like, okay, I love you and everything, deuces, I'm going back home. But Ruth stays. Ruth chooses to stay in that position that she was placed in as her daughter-in-law. And so she's like, you know what? My husband's dead, your son's dead, your husband's dead. It'd be easy to go back, but I position myself in this family, position myself with you, and this is what I see myself as, your daughter-in-law. So I ain't leaving you. That's loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And here this Moabitess is loyal to this Yehudi woman. It's a Yehudi woman. The other one, again, what Orpah, she did just like her name said. You saw the back of her neck, she was gone. Leaving. But Ruth, what? She lived out to her name. She was like friendship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your friend, mother-in-law. Or she probably just called her mama. Emma, I'm with you. And then we see how much she loved her and cared about that position, because what did she do? She said later on, your people are my people.
Mm-hmm.
Your Elohim
It's my Elohim.
is my Elohim. Now look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't a Israelite woman.
Mm.
Then she said,
And she said more than what a lot of us that know we the people say. We turn our back on y'all, but we talking about some of y'all laws, statutes, and commandments and how much we love him, because we're making it more about who we are instead of who he is to us
Mm-hmm.
and who we are supposed to be to him. But I ain't going to go off on a tangent right now. But it's coming. Again, she stayed in position. Now, her husband, Ruth's husband, deceased husband, was Machlon. And his name comes from the root word kalal. And guess what kalal means, people? I'm glad you asked. It means sick and diseased. So Ruth's husband's name meant sick and diseased, and what happened? He died.
He died.
All right, the other son's name was Kilion. And Kilion comes from the root word kalal. And guess what kalal means? I'm glad you asked me again. It means to complete, at an end, finished, accomplished. So his life was finished. It was accomplished. Like I told y'all before, again, what the scripture said, there's power in the name. Names have meanings. Names give your characteristics and your personality. That's why you need to make sure that you know what you name your child. If you, just like some of our brothers and sisters, well, they aren't Israelites, but of the other melanated places naming they child Diablo, and then when the Joker act like a little devil, don't be getting upset.
Or Dathan.
Yeah, and then they sit over there trying to get the takeover spirit. Doing all those different things. Like, don't get mad because you name. Shoot, look at what Mother Rachel was naming Benjamin. She first named him Ben, I believe it was Ben-Oni, or Ben-Oni, and that meant basically burden and all some negative connotation. And Father Jacob was like, no, man, we're going to name him Benjamin. You ain't about to put that mess on my son. Yeah, I know you died giving birth to him, but don't do him like that. Don't do him like that. Don't let that be a stigma on his life. I killed my mama, and then she gave me this name, and now I'm going to act a fool. Mm-hmm. So again, make sure that you know what you name and know what you're calling yourself. Mm-hmm. Because you are going to act and behave and move based on what your name is. That's also why they took our name from us. Mm-hmm. They took the Father's name from us and took our name, and look at what happened to us. Mm-hmm. No purpose.
Be acting a fool.
Your name gives you purpose. And the one that usually names you is your father. But that's for another time. Ruth basically told Naomi not to make her leave her position or keep her from following her. She told her, I go where you go, I live where you live, your people are my people, and your Elohim is my Elohim. I believe that the position that Elimelech's family must have shown her, specifically Naomi, must have been so correct that she refused to go back to her own and rather stayed with a widow whose sons were dead. Just think if our position in Yah would be so great that people would cleave to us rather than go back to their sin, their fallen deities, and all that other stuff. Just think about that. They say, we're gonna cleave to you. Well, yeah, y'all done that. We all fail because there's when you actually are in position, it's showing that Yah is positioned in you. Somebody now, there's gonna be some people that's just off and they just don't want to get it. And they just want to stay living hellish. But the thing is, when you say, I see a person that's in position, this is what it looks like to serve Yah. This is what it looks like to have a heart of love. This is what it looks like to actually serve people instead of looking for people to serve you. Mm-hmm. I deals with you. Let me learn what you know. Can I holler at you? Can I hang around? Can you cut me a little sliver? Mm-hmm. Give me a little bit of that unleavened bread. And so the thing is, when we look at when we're actually shine, again, what it said, let your light so shine, that's showing in this. She let her light shine to where the girl was like, I ain't going back home. I want to go back to my people. They stink. I want to deal with them. Mm-hmm. They heathens. I like it. I like it where I'm at. I like it right here. I'm going to set up shop. Right here. Y'all acting like it's touching y'all. So again, just thinking, if we position ourselves right, y'all's going to be edified, and then we'll actually get what he has for us to get. I want to get all my stuff. Mm-hmm. All the good stuff. I don't want all the bad stuff. Mm-mm. So we can't do the bad stuff. Prophetically, Ruth actually symbolizes non-Israelites or Gentiles who will cleave to us, accepting Yah and us. Because Scripture said they're going to cleave to us. They're going to cleave to our code. The ones that got enough sense, when all these things really start getting bad for them, it's happening now, but they don't see it, and the government know, and they're keeping it quiet. But the Scripture says they're going to cleave to us. The no-goods, the degenerates, all these different things that we've been all these years, and some things we have been. Granted, what happened to us, but we still made a choice to be some of those ways as well. It was our choice that got us here to where we are now anyway. Mm-hmm. But just think, those that are righteous, those ain't rebellious, because the rebellious people he going to deal with them in the wilderness just like he did the first time. And those of us that make the cut, people going to see us and be like, this is what a person that's really a true chosen child of Yah looks like. They are in position. They shine in Yah. Let's cleave to them so we can get out of this mess, because I don't want what he's doing to my people. I trust your Elohim. He cool with me. I ain't never had no problem with him. I ain't got no problem with y'all. Y'all good people. Right. I love you. Scripture said they're going to ask, can they come with us? Can we go with you? They're going to say, can we go with you? Y'all said that to us. Me and my wife, y'all be like, can we go with you? And so the thing is, when we look at, and y'all going to have people say to you, can I roll with you? Can I go with you? That's why we got to make sure that we stay in position. Now, I'm getting ready, because you're going to get ready. You'll be like, I don't need you no more. Stay where you at. I'm good. I got somebody. Y'all ever been rejected?
Mm-hmm.
How I feel like when you get rejected? That's one thing when you rejected and you did everything right. Yeah, that hurt your heart. Because you're like, what are you trying to say? I ain't good enough. But when you know you ain't done nothing and you get rejected, yeah, you're going to get upset. But then you're like,
You know it's
man,
true.
I know that if I had done what was right, I wouldn't have got rejected.
Right.
And so it hurts. I think, I don't necessarily say it hurts a little bit more. Because when you done
I
everything.
think it do, because you didn't even do anything.
But then, yeah, you didn't put, and you knew that if I had put my best foot forward.
You could have, yeah.
And there's a bunch of people that's burning right now because they didn't put their best foot forward, and they got to be reminded that because they didn't get in position, they in a position they're in now.
Mm-hmm.
In restoration class, what is one thing I have y'all recite? I am what? In this
Position.
because of
My decision.
oh, somebody was paying attention to restoration. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Later, they both reached Bethlehem, which means house or place of bread, at the beginning of the barley harvest. And that's seen in chapter 1, verse 22 of the said book that we're in. The word that Yah visited Yehuda with bread brought them to the city or house of bread during the harvest of the grain used for making bread. See how everything was in position for them to be positioned. Yah says bread's coming back to the land. So of all places, where do we go? To the house of the place of what? Bread. During what? The harvest of grain, which does what? Makes bread. Y'all with me?
Mm-hmm.
She linked up, and yes, Moray said she linked up with Naomi's family through marrying one of her sons just to get her position in the house of bread to meet the one, Boaz, who would not only let her glean from his fields, but who would also redeem her and supply all of her needs. So she didn't know that she was being positioned. She just married a Yehudi man. Didn't know. Probably didn't really know nothing about the Elohim of Yisrael too much. Well, everybody around they knew, but she probably didn't know him for herself until she interacted with his people. And she's like, oh, this is good. I like this. Okay, my husband's dead. All right, my brother-in-law's dead. Father-in-law died first. Just me, sister-in-law, mother-in-law. Sister-in-law said, you know what? I'm gone, man, and left. Now it's just me and my mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not realizing that Yah setting everything up for her so she can actually be with the one that's going to give her everything she needs. So don't look at what you consider small beginnings. Ooh. Don't look at situations and think that this is always going to be like this, or it probably ain't going to be no better, or let me get out of position to try to put myself in a position that I want. Because again, the scripture says, for Yah will do what? Supply all your needs according to whose riches?
Yes.
In
Lord.
Oh! That's why he can tell us, seek ye first the kingdom of Yah and his righteousness, and then all these things will be added unto you. Seek him, get in position to get those things by seeking him. Saying, I trust you with everything. Because when you get married, you basically saying that. A lot of people are alive, but what you're saying is, I trust you with everything. The reason I can say I trust with everything is because everything is me. That's my everything to give to you. So what you're saying is, I trust you with me. I'm trusting that you're not going to break covenant. I'm trusting that you're not going to hurt me intentionally. I'm trusting that you're not going to do anything that's basically going to just tear me down. So I'm positioning myself by opening my heart. And you position yourself to say, you open your heart, and we open them up, and then we touch hearts. Then we exchange hearts. And then when we get in each other's flesh and become one flesh. That's why sometimes you say, you know what, I love this person so much that I just want to be under their skin. Useless. Women that say that. But I just love you so much, I just want to be under your skin. Why do you think y'all like to cuddle so much? That doesn't mean I like to cuddle too. And I know I'm talking fast, but you know I do that sometimes. But the thing is, what is it that why do women want to cuddle so much? Because I want to be close to you. Because I'm saying that I feel like you will protect me. And when something gives me that sense of protection and sense of love and longing, I want to be near it. And y'all sitting back like, pick me.
Yeah.
I want that too. I like some of that. I like you to tell me how much you love me. You know, I like you to hold on to my word and say, I just want to just be wrapped in your word. Have any of y'all ever said that? Or say, I want to be wrapped in your love?
No.
The thing is, we rather be wrapped in the love of something that he made instead of the one that made it.
Yeah.
Y'all all right? Y'all with me?
Yes.
Okay. Don't start no stuff on me, man.
Keep going.
See how smooth that was. All that positioning that she didn't even understand to get her to her Boaz, her redeemer, her future-ish, the supplier of all her needs. Always be mindful of who you meet because there's position or purpose in it, whether good, which is told, or bad, which is right. Boaz was a very wealthy relative. Let me say that again. He was very wealthy relative. And she ain't know she's about to get in. Elimelech. And guess where Boaz happened to be? In Bethlehem, the place of bread, the place of sustenance. Ruth said she would go to glean in the fields to find favor in the sight of him who owned a field. She was like, I'm just going to go find somebody. I'm going to find a man that has a field, and I'm going to work in the field. I ain't going to try to doll up and try to seduce him or do all this. She's like, I want to work. I'm going to work for what I get. I want to find somebody righteous, and all I'm going to do is work in this field. That's all I want to do because I'm hungry. I want to take care of me and who? My mother-in-law. Because, again, I put myself in a position to be her daughter-in-law, to love her, and do what I can for her because I know she's a little bit older. I know she can't do some of the things she used to do. So I'm going to sacrifice myself. I'm going to position myself so I can take care of me and her. Ruth told Naomi that she would go work in his fields to be noticed and to possibly get help or placed within his house. She wasn't trying to take over the house. She said, I just want to get help for us. She ain't have a takeover spirit. Naomi sent her off and said, okay, girl, that's good. And she did gather after the reapers harvested. Boaz saw her and asked about her. He told her, don't glean anybody else's field. Just stay in mine, gleaning with the young women in my field and stay close to them. That's chapter 2, verses 8 through 9. So he saw something in her, was like, holy smoke.
You stay up here.
Yeah, you stay in my field, don't go over there. He ain't over here. He ain't saying all that. Like his grain ain't even like mine. He just said, just stay. Can you please stay right? Stay with my young women. He ain't send her by the men. He's like, nah, because I don't want nobody messing with. You just stay here, because I just want to be able to look at you and watch you a little bit more. And see what man or woman you are. So the thing is, she got caught working. Not being slowful, not being lazy, not being bratty, not being like, come to me and give me. No, she said, I'm going to work.
Give me really.
And when she worked, she must have been working. She probably was picking better than a lot of people. He's like, hold on.
Who that one?
Over here, yeah. Who that woman? It's like, don't you go nowhere. I want you in my field so I can get a nice young look at you a little bit longer to see what man or woman you are. She found favor in Boaz's sight and asked him why she received this favor. Again, she found favor because she did what? Work. What do we learn in organized religion? We're always talking about favor. And what did they tell you favor was? They lied because they didn't have an understanding. But they were going off of who the people that lied to them said. Favor ain't unmerited favor. Or grace, ain't unmerited favor. Grace is protection. You get protection, quote unquote, or favor when you do something to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Mercy is when you didn't do anything. And you didn't get what you should have got. But grace, I got to work to get his grace and stay in his grace. Are we talking now?
Grace is the license.
Are we doing it? So she received his favor, being that she is a foreigner. That's the other reason she's like, why you loving me like this? You showing me this kind of love. I'm a foreigner. I ain't even none of your peoples. And then that also should make us feel a little bit sad. Like it always takes somebody that ain't one of us that want to do more work than we do. So that should make us look at ourselves. I'm just acting like, well, because I know I'm a Israelite, I'm bloodline descendant, that's like some of us do. And just be like, well, that's it. I know I'm going to Shemaim because. Or be like, kiss my boot, kiss my foot. You're going to be my slaves. You're a dog. You all these other different things. And then the father looking, he laughing like, Hebrew, please, you ain't getting in.
Ooh.
Like, you ain't getting, especially what you do. It's like, oh, you far from it.
Mm.
You far from it, bro. I don't even call you son. You like,
Right.
you stranger danger.
So
Act like you gonna get in and telling all them daggone lies. You ain't following not one precept, not one statute, not one commandment. You can't even, you have struggled with the 10 wasn't there. So like, don't come on, don't be like that. Don't even be like that.
Mm.
Stop playing, Ray. But again, she, being a foreigner, still did the work, and I was like, why are you showing me all this kindness? And he told her that there was a full report given on what she had done. I always tell y'all, somebody watching you. That's why we always got to make sure that we are in position at all times, because somebody looking and somebody gonna tell on you, whether it's good or bad. The Malakim or the angels, the messengers, they watching us. They recording what we do. They also watching our enemies. And they recording hallelujah. They recording what they doing too, so that when they get the judgments that's coming to them, oh baby, there ain't no excuse. But I don't want that to be said about me. I want them to catch me doing what's right. But again, the word is always going to be out about you. You don't know who know about you. So that's why you got to make sure you stay in position with Yah. So he said, I've heard about you. I've been watching you, seeing you've been doing all this work, and I found out it was true what I heard. That's why you got to stay in my field. I heard how you took care of your mother-in-law, even after the deaths that happened. I heard how you didn't leave her side. You stayed with her. I heard that you were a true friend. You lived out what your name says about you. And because you stayed in position and you are who you are, that's why I say y'all don't have to try to make people love you or see you. Just be who you are. Because it ain't everybody don't need to see you. The only people, it might sound a little bit bad, but the only people that need to see you is the people that matter in your life. I care not if the world don't see me. The world didn't see my Mashiach. So, and what do you say? The way that they treated me, they're going to do it to you because you roll with me. So they know better than the master. So it's like, if I ain't for you, gladly cut me off. If I ain't for you, don't worry about what I'm doing. Let me be great in Yah. Well, you can't stop it, but I'm going to do what he want me to do. So the thing is, we got to realize everybody ain't for us. It ain't everybody's job to see whether we shine or not. So make sure you ain't worried about the wrong thing. The thing is, am I in position with Yah? How I look to Yah? How does my Abba Yah feel about me? What am I giving him to make him want to look at me and be pleased? You want somebody to look at you with love in their heart, or you want somebody to look at you with daggers in their eyes?
Not no daggers.
No.
Well, let's go to chapter 2. I'm going to read verse 11 and 12. And Boaz answered and said to her, I have been told all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, and how you have left your father and your mother in the land of your birth, and have come to a people whom you did not know before. Yahweh repay your work, and your reward is complete from Yahweh, Elohim of Yisrael. Under those wings you have come to seek refuge. She said and did what she said. You know, we get some people, I'm with you to the end. I'm your ace. You ain't got to worry nothing. Then something happen. They're gone. You know, you get in a little bit of trouble. They don't want you asking for help. Be like, miss my number. Or they change your number, or they always got an excuse. But I'm going to be with you. Child, you call on me. Let me know. We'll pray, but can't even pray for you right then and there. People that's always, I ain't got time for you folks. But I'm with you. And that's basically what we do to the Father, ain't it? Because we want him to always be with us, don't we? Don't ever leave me. Father, especially in organized religion, when doing them prayers and devotions, come on down, Lord. Stay with us, Lord. We need you, Lord. He's like, okay. And then I know after service is over, you're going to be needing that fifth. You're going to be needing that Blaze, that Johnny Blaze. You're going to be needing some of them legs. But you needed me. You wanted me to come on down from on high and just stop by. I don't want him to stop by. I want him to stay. Stay in me. But I have to be in position because he ain't going to stay in something that ain't right. Y'all with it?
Yes.
If you wouldn't, it didn't matter anyway. Though. But again, she was willing to give up everything that other people would have thought mattered. But at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is y'all. And as long as I'm in position and have that right position with him, I got everything I need. In organized religion, they used to say, he's got cattle on 1,000 hills and all this other stuff. It's like, but yeah, if you linked in position with him, you can have it too. But you ain't in position, so that's why you're going to keep on talking about what he got instead of saying, he has this for me.
Mm-hmm.
You ever heard somebody say, well, y'all has for me is for me?
Mm-hmm.
Not if you ain't in position, it ain't. Ruth's position allowed her not to only eat the bread with the reapers, but she also was told to dip it in the vinegar with the reapers. This woman got to sit with the men and eat.
Mm.
And they ain't mess with her and say, what you doing here, woman? You don't belong here. And not only did she get to see children, not only did she get to sit and eat with them, but what else she get to do? She got to dip her bread in the vinegar dip. And they was also told, don't mess with it. And that's the thing, when you roll with the one that's got the juice, ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Mm-hmm. Satan, Hillel, he can't do nothing to you unless how we know? Look at Job. Job had to ask, and Job didn't even ask for permission. He was just grazing around, and y'all knew what he wanted. That's why he said, have you not looked at Job? Because he know he'd been looking. He was salivating. He was saying, you being too good to him. He only in position because you being good to him. Like that Damien's mother on Friday, let me have some of them. That's all. He's like, you only because he only in position because you doing good. You treating him nice. Let me have him. I bet you he'll get out of position. But we know how that account ended, don't we? Mm-hmm. His friends got out of position, and they had to show that they weren't in position, and then he had to stay in position to help them get in. So the thing is, we always got to make sure that as long as I am secure in my position with him, I can sit and eat. I preached about it a while back. Remember he said, you make a table for me in the presence of my enemies. Mm-hmm. You position me at my own table around my enemies, and and they see me eating good. They see I got a nice spread, and they can't do nothing to me. Mm-hmm. They mad I'm sitting amongst them, and I'm seeing what they're doing and knowing that they're trying to do all these different things to me, but ain't no fleas on me. Mm-hmm. To get the dirt off your shoulder, or better yet, get the dust off our feet. Again, that's all about positioning. Again, she was given a position with the reapers and men, and they had to give her a higher level of respect because Boaz covered her and told them to. She was left alone to do her job. You see that? She was left alone because the covering said, don't touch her. Don't mess with her. So they had to give her a bigger level of respect. You know how y'all feel y'all around the brothers, and you see how our brothers can be sometimes. I love them, but some of them is pig-headed crazy. Need help, we're going to pray for them. But, you see somebody that just got there calling a sister a bee and wicked and hoes and all these other different things, and they shut up when you're around. They can't say nothing to you. And you look at them, and they probably think they want to say something, but they can't. Not only can they not say nothing to you, but then they even take the little bowl with the vinegar dip and put it over there so you can get it. Or you just retch, and I say retch, I didn't say reach. You retch your hand in there and dip it in there, and you just pull it out, you just eat it. It's like, this vinegar good, and nobody say nothing. Mm-hmm. Because your covering covered you and said, this is how you're going to treat them. When we're in position, the enemy can't do, our enemies can't do other than what Yah allows them to. That's why they do everything they can to get us to get out of position. Again, we're in this captivity, the 399th year in this country, as prophecy said, 400 years worth, because what? We got out of position. They keep us out of position by having us do all these other different things, put these curses on ourselves. Mm-hmm. But some of us is waking up and actually living what Scripture says, not saying what it says, but living it. Again, they had to give her a higher level of respect because Boaz covered her and told them to. She was left alone to do her job. This also reminds me of the Mashiach supper/meal with his Talmudim during Pesach or Matzot, with the bread and dipping it in the sop. Prophetically, this depicts those of us in ministry as well as his Talmudim who were harvesters/reapers in his field. Remember, he said, the harvest is great, but the laborers or reapers are few. And we are admonished to pray for more laborers / reapers to be sent. That's in Matthew 9, verse 37 through 38, and Lucas 10, verse 2. Not only did she eat the bread, but she also saved some to bring back to Naomi. And we see that in chapter 2, verse 18. This shows us that Ruth's positioning allowed her to be in position to help not only herself, but her mother-in-law as well. She was about to secure the bag, and yes, I said it. She was about to secure the bag for both of them without even knowing the full extent of what she was doing. Our position really isn't about us. It is about those that we are to use our position for. Again, it ain't about us. It's about I'm getting in position to help somebody else. Being positioned as Yah's chosen nation of Israel has very little to do with us getting our stuff and more to do with being in position to position everyone else for the blessing that Yah will give them through us to give to everyone else. So it's good to know who we are, but it's got to be more than the identity and your heritage, because we ain't no different from everybody else in that aspect there. Because everybody want to be us. You know, we know who we are, but we ain't talking about script. We just keep on talking about identity. And your identity is only in him. Mm-hmm. So unless you really know Yah, you don't know who you are. Mm-hmm. You're an Israelite that don't really know what being an Israelite really means. It's more than putting on Mortal Kombat outfits. It's more than getting out there with poster boards. It's more than being argumentative. It's more than being the agents, because notice that the agents got sent out there first. So everybody can see that, and so they can start to turn people away from when this awakening really starts growing, then they're going to be like, well, we got a bad taste in our mouth because what them agents are doing. Another thing, look at the position that the agents have. And with all that stuff that they saying, the cops don't come and arrest none of them. Ain't none of them got shot. Nope. Ain't none of them got fined. And they talking reckless to these Gentile people. And they still get to be out there on the corners and all that other stuff. You got to think, especially when we going back to basically the revived Jim Crow and all this other stuff, and open season on Israelites and Negroes again, which was never out of season, but it's ramping up. Remember, we starting to go back to how it used to be. And these brothers is coming out unscathed. Where they getting all their money from? They funding. Them brothers 800 strong march down to Memphis.
For what?
Where was the cops at? Ain't nobody messing with none of them. And you know when brothers be like, they was afraid when 2 or 3 of us came together. That's why we had to go to church to even be able to gather. And even then, Master Charlie made sure he was there. Mm-hmm. And wasn't no ruckus. I say bullcrap. Something wrong. I smell a rat. Mm-hmm. You know, you're getting shot running away, getting shot driving away, getting choked to death, getting your neck, all these other different things happening. But these people that's coming out there and just doing vitriol and anger and bitterness, all these other different things, being argumentative and stuff, and ain't nothing happening.
Right.
And they stand hard in that position that they in. Mm-hmm. You got to ask a question. Put it on your mind. And I know there's some of y'all that believe in that and y'all follow it. That's fine. But I don't. Not only did she eat the bread, but she also saved some to bring back to Naomi. Again, as in Ruth 2:18. This shows that Ruth's positioning allowed her to be a position to help others, not just herself. Again, we made sure that we help others, not just ourselves. It ain't about us securing our bag. Because what they always say, I'm securing my bag. I'm getting my money. I'm doing it, dog. And it's like, doing it for who? A lot of these people that's got all this money, they say it. Because they ain't got nobody to share it with. They can't trust nobody. You wonder, are they really in it because they love me? Are they in it for what I can do for them? Do they just want me to use my position to help them get position in a way that's not really conducive to what y'all has for them? Or do they really want this work? Y'all see, we have people that say that they want healing, say they want deliverance, say they want family, all these different things, and then what do? Run.
They don't walk, they run.
The jokers don't even come. They'll keep on making appointments and stuff like that. But we had, people that's looking for deliverance and stuff like that, and it was like, 1 minute they ready for it, next minute, well, I got this thing came up. Mm-hmm. Well, I've been reading my scriptures. Like, no, you ain't. I'm trying. You know, one of the precursors when somebody said, "I'm trying to do my best." No, you're not. He didn't say try. He said, "Do be ye hearers and triers, or be ye hearers and doers." You'll take a page out of Yoda's book. Don't try, do. Because if you try, all you're ever going to do is be trying. You ain't never going to get nothing done. I'm trying to get in position. Well, I'm just waiting until I get my life right. Well, you're going to be waiting forever. You ain't never going to get your life right because you don't got the power to get your life right. You got to allow Yah to put you in the right position. You got to position yourself to be under him, to do what he has for you. What do we think we're doing when we say, not my will, just like the Mashiach said, not my will, but yours be done. I'm getting in what position? Is it all right? I didn't care if it wasn't. All this positioning was setting her up for greatness. We always talk about y'all trying to mess up my greatness. All this positioning was setting her up for greatness. Don't y'all want to be great? And yeah, of course.
Yeah.
When she got back to Naomi, Ruth was asked who she was gleaning from, and when she told Naomi Boaz's name, she's like, "Oh, I know who that is. That's fam right there." Naomi knew he was kinsman and thanked Yah for his kindness, not forsaking them. She instructed Ruth to stay in his fields close to the other young women, just like he had said. So it was confirmation. So no one could get her. Stay there, because I know everybody else is going to be looking at you too. Stay close to them so that can't nobody get you. Don't be off by yourself.
Sound like Judah.
Don't be off by yourself.
Sound like a Yehuda man.
And then the first thing that when Naomi heard the name, she heard the name. I hope y'all get that. When she heard the name, she thanked the Father. Thank you, Yah, for your love and kindness. She went from, basically, I'm old, crusty, and nobody gonna love me. This is messed up. I don't even want to be called Naomi no more. Just call me Mara, which means bitter. Because she became bitter. Of course, you might get a little bitter. Your husband died and your two sons died. You ain't got nobody. And you in a land that ain't yours. You far away from home. But her eyes lit when she heard the name. When you hear the name of Yehoshua, our Redeemer, our Savior, the one that came to save that which was lost, which was the whole lot of Israel, all 12 tribes. Now, again, we're not saying nothing against the foreigners, the grafted in, the strangers, because, again, there's still provision for them. But John 3:16 wasn't about them. And how do we know? Because what did the Mashiach, he doubled down and said, I came to save that which was lost. I've only come to the lost sheep of who? Of the Gentiles. No. The lost sheep of Christendom.
No.
Which basically just stole our stuff. No, the lost sheep of the Nubians, the 5%ers. Killing all the other men. No, I came to save nothing but the lost sheep of Israel, because they're the only ones that don't know who they are. They're the only ones that's lost. Yes, spiritually, everybody that don't have Yah is lost, but he wasn't talking about that at that point. He's talking about his people. Because again, his people are supposed to be what? Lights to the world. We are the one that was in a position of relationship with him. We're the ones that were supposed to show everybody else what that position looked like so they can decide if they want to be in it or not. That's why people that's in organized religion, when they look at some of us that know we Israelites, and they see how we acting, cussing and fussing and acting a fool and coming up with all these different daggone nasty doctrines and stuff like that, we're like, well, I want to be a part of that. They already shaking in their boots because people was leaving organized religion because they're starting to say, hold on, you lied to me, Pastor. I can only hear about prosperity so many Sundays.
I know that's right.
I can only hear about how y'all want me to have all these different things for so long, but I'm still living scummy. The evangelical preachers, and they even got some of our preachers in organized religion talking about some bless Israel, and you're blessing the wrong folks, and you still ain't blessed. TBN done lied to you and took your money, but again, the imposters own TBN. One told my wife, was a doctor, said, when my wife was doing something for one of her people from church back then, and they said, well, I can get you this preacher, I can get you that preacher, I can get you any one of these well-known preachers on TBN. Because they in our pocket. Who do you want? Can you say that about a person that's a true believer in this and follower in this? No. Because the love of money is what? The root. And what did he tell them? If you anybody that wants to be a shepherd in the position of a shepherd, a ra'ah, or a pastor, as an organized religion, one, they got to be a husband. How many wives? Oh, I said, if you're going to be a leader, you got to only have one. I ain't going to touch that tonight. Y'all already know. Well, I'll touch a little bit. But then the next thing it said, and don't do it for filthy money. It means don't do it because of your love for money. Do it because of your love for Yah. You in position. Now, if you can tell a person that's in position for money and a person that's in position because of how much they love Yah.
Absolutely.
Example A.
Well, thank you for putting me in the spotlight. I wasn't going to put me in the spotlight, but the thing is, you look at when you do it because you love him and you love the people, he will bless you. I get blessed anyway. And there's more blessings to come. There's more different things to come. And he's positioned me for certain things, just like he's positioning y'all. And all of us, in a sense, is getting positioned at the same time. So it ain't just one person eating. We all eating together. But the thing is, as long as you stay in position, you get that. But these jokers in position for themselves. That's why they ain't going to get into the kingdom. That's why they're not going to get all the way y'all has to go. That's not why they ain't going to be able to experience the salvation. What true salvation is, which is deliverance, spiritual deliverance, as well as physical, mental, emotional deliverance. Mm-hmm. So when I get out of position, I lose what I could have had. Mm-hmm. You get fired because you were in position. In position means I'm where I'm supposed to be doing what I'm supposed to be at the time I'm supposed to be doing it. And they only going to take you playing around so long being out of position before they be like, you know what, this ain't for you. Who are here wants Yah to stand before him and be like, this ain't for you. Eternal salvation ain't for you. Peace, joy, love, having the fruits of the Spirit, all the things, ain't for you. Rest. Shabbat forever. They lie to you, organizers. We say, every day gonna be Sunday. No, it ain't, because Sunday ain't the holy day. Sunday is for Sol Invictus, the sun god. Shabbat. Seventh day, not first day. Now we'll get off that, so I don't get on a tangent on that, because we still talking about bread. We still talking about bread. You know what I mean? Y'all didn't tell me. Stay with it. Stay with it, Maureen. Come on, stay with it. But again, she was being positioned for greatness. She forsook everything that wasn't of Yah and cleaved to him. What follows after brings us to our next text, or brings us to our text that we read, which was chapter 3. And had to go through all that before we get to. So now we're in the third chapter out of 4 chapters in this book.
That was good.
Naomi is looking to secure the bag, as I said before, secure assume or position of safety and provision for Ruth, because she was faithful in her position to her. So Naomi was like, you know what, you've been taking care of me and all this other stuff. Let mama take care of you. Girl, this is how you get a man. Not just any man, this is how you get that man. That's why the scripture says the older women teach the younger one. Now, the thing is, we just got to have the right elders that's teaching, because some of the ones we got now, I wouldn't even want them to teach me how to color. They have me all outside the lines. But the thing is, because she stuck true to that position of being her daughter-in-law, she's like, I can't not. Yes, he said it. I can't not just leave you out here without some provision, because you showed me so much love. You care so much for me. Let me do something for you. You ain't asked for nothing for yourself. You wasn't being selfish, self-seeking, self-serving, making it about you. You cared enough for me that you was out there gleaning. They gave you bread and you wasn't stingy. You ate some of it, got you some morsels, got yourself replenished, and then you saved the other and brought it home to me. And you told me how much you gleaned. When I asked you, you told me what you did. Then you were forthcoming with all this information. If she had held that information, Naomi wouldn't have known what to tell her, so she would probably been able to get what Yah was setting her up for. So it's nice to know, yeah, you already know that the enemy is setting you up to put you in a certain position, but Yah is also setting you up. Yah setting you up for greatness, the enemy is setting you up for destruction. Mm-hmm. So look at your life and see whose position am I in for. Who am I working for right now? Who do I want to bless me, or who I want to curse me? She was faithful to her position. So Naomi instructs Ruth on how to properly position herself for Boaz to recognize her. Not to ask him to marry her, not to seduce him and all the other, and position herself the wrong way to get it. How to put herself in position to be recognized. I want to be recognized. Because when you recognize me, then I got your attention. And then all I have to do is show who I really am. And if you with that, then you get that. Y'all know I'm a poet. But is it helping anybody? Don't lie to me. Like my dad said, don't fool me now. She taught her how to properly position. Again, notice properly. There's a right and a wrong way to position yourself. When we was fornicating, what kind of position was we in? The wrong one. Don't get religious on me. Don't act. Don't get like that. Don't get tight. But she taught her how to properly position herself for Boaz to recognize her for covenant relationship, not slapping skins, not boyfriend, girlfriend, not you here when I call you when I need something. Nah, covenant relationship. Can y'all say it with me? Covenant relationship.
Covenant relationship.
Say it with your chest.
Covenant relationship.
Say neighbor.
I want to slap your neighbor, slap her wig off, and take the toenail polish off, and say neighbor. Right? She told her slap 3 people and tell them. She told her to rahatz, which means wash, cleanse herself, and then to anoint or souk, which means anoint, smear over with oil. Y'all should remember souk from when we was in Torah study before. Now, this is something usually done after washing. And the number one people, namely women, who do this after they get done washing, get oiled up is ding, 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 ding. Yisraelite women. Thus, Naomi told her what to do to get that Yehuda man. Get clean and anointed with oil. Put on your best fit, and then go to the threshing floor. The Hebrew word for threshing floor is goren. And it basically is a barn, a storage place, or a void place. So again, she said, girl, wash yourself. Get clean, get consecrated. Then anoint yourself with some oil. Put your best outfit on, girl. Put that go get 'em thing on. In the righteous way. Not that other message they come out with your go get 'em girl sandals. And do what you do. Don't say nothing. Just be there and wait until he's made himself married and all this other stuff. Wait. Can somebody say wait?
Wait.
So that means patience. Did I cuss when I said patience? Y'all want to stone me or nothing?
No.
And patience again is a what?
A virtue.
And the Tehillim, or not Tehillim, the Mishlei or Proverbs 31 woman was a woman of what?
Patience.
And virtue. And that's what my fortified women is aspiring to be, right?
Yes.
And so me and being patient means shut up, don't say nothing, just look good and smell good.
Do that.
And do what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. And you get blessed. She was to go to a position and wait until the right time to make herself known or present herself. She ain't come in and be like, having her theme music playing. She's a bad man pajama. Got her hips shaking. She was doing. She positioned herself and waited until the appointed time that her mother-in-law told her. And again, she was obedient to that position that she was put in. She did not make herself known until after everything that needed to be done was done. Because with her being in that position, he was going to be more willing to hear her. She was so cold, he didn't even know she was there. Before he ate and got his heart glad, that's a Yehuda man. He can get a little libation and his heart glad. He happy now. Now the itis kick in, he ready to go sleep. And this whole time he ain't even know that he ain't even recognize that this woman is in my bar, in my threshing floor. Looking good, smelling good, and ain't said nothing. Think about that. She was basically like a ninja. If she wanted to do bad to her, she could have been able to do bad to her because he didn't know she was there. Good thing she was there for good. What y'all means for good. Even though when the world is doing something bad. But anyways, going back to that, no, she just that was some funky Cole Medina type stuff right there. She was to go position herself and wait until the right time to make herself known and present herself. Once he ate and drank and laid down for rest, she was to remove his shoes. Why would she remove his shoes? Lay down and wait for further instruction. Now, a lot of people, they read over that gloss and be like, oh, that meant that they bumped ugly, or that she laid next to him and all the other stuff. But what the scripture say? She laid where?
At his feet.
At his feet. Took his shoes off. So there was nothing sexual about none of this mess. Everything was righteous and right. So that also probably would slap in the face that when you marry, when you lay down together.
Oh,
Are you talking about sex is marriage?
Yeah.
yeah.
And we know that's illegal. That's a no-no.
Yes.
That's fornication, boo.
Mm-hmm.
A whole big heaping pile of fornication that stink.
He foul.
Stinking. Flies all over and everything. And the thing is, she did that and laid down and waited again for further instruction as her mother-in-law Naomi told her. Just like I told y'all our hitch thing, you just stay right here, your 2 steps. Don't do none of this, none of that other stuff, you just stay right here. And he'll bless you because he's like, you showing obedience. And obedience is better than what?
Sacrifice.
Oh! I got happy. Calm down now, calm down. Hold your fire. All this is positioning. Always remember that the twin to position is submission. Say it with me. The twin to position is submission. Twin to position is submission. The twin to position is what?
Submission.
Oh, did I cuss at y'all again?
No.
I'm sorry. I know I got to watch my mouth. I got to be saying these cuss words. Because Ruth had been positioning herself through submission, she was able to get to this point. Ruth did all of what Naomi told her, and when Boaz's heart was glad, and Scripture said it, y'all read it with me, he went to lay down in his storage house or threshing floor or gorin, and that is when Ruth took his shoes off. Theoretically speaking, she knocked his shoes off. Remember how them dudes say, man, that one so bad she knocked my shoes off?
Yeah.
Theoretically speaking, she knocked his shoes off. He was asleep when it happened, but she took them jokers off and he didn't even know. Again, look at how cold she was, staying in position, and because of her position, he didn't even know. Again, what if she had been there to do him wrong?
He wouldn't got.
But she was there to do him right. At midnight is when he woke up. Y'all been woken up to pray at midnight?
Yeah.
Because midnight is usually when that hour starts when them witches and warlocks, all them jokers, they be up praying. And you can't even stay up for 10 minutes. Them jokers be up till about 5, 6 in the morning. Doing incantations and praying on us.
And that's when I moved.
She said that's what I moved. In the midnight hour, he woke up and he realized, hey, my shoes off, my feet cold. Who took my shoes off? And not only did he realize his shoes was off, but then he realized that someone was laying at his feet. So he questioned who it was. He said, who is it?
Who are you?
Who you with?
That was the phone.
And she replied and answered,
I am Ruth.
it's me. Mittens. No, she didn't say it's Mittens. But she said, it's me. She let him know who it was. She waited. The thing is, she waited until she laid there at his feet. So she was still awoke.
Wow.
She patiently waited there. She was obedient because she trusted in the word that was given to her. And said, no matter how long I got away, he's going to eventually know this. And I was told that he's going to wake up and he's going to say, who took my shoes off? So I had to position myself so I am ready when the question is asked. Who did it? And who are you? Y'all with me? She replied, and then he answered her with a blessing. Now, ain't that good? You say who you are and you get blessed. He answered her with a blessing because of her position of kindness and faithfulness. She showed friendship just as her name symbolizes. Again, she didn't try to do nothing. She ain't try to steal his money bag. She ain't try to steal none of the stuff at his threshing floor. She ain't take his coat and be like, I'm going to sell this on Yarn Bay or none of that stuff.
Make a baby with him.
Yeah, she didn't do that. She was a woman of virtue. She was a true friend. Ruth taking off Boaz's shoes was her denoting covenant. That was saying, I want to be in covenant with you. She was stating that she wanted to be in covenant with him, and she had also laid at his feet afterwards. So I take your shoes off, which shows that I'm caring about you. I'm in a submissive position, and I'm going to lay at your feet. Most women and men, they won't even massage their spouse's feet. Or to talk about all this different thing. But this woman, he's like, I ain't even promised to him yet. Well, I promised him and don't know it because y'all is working something out for me. But you know what? Let me take his shoes off and let me lay at his feet. Now, there's some women who think that's demeaning. I ain't no puppy dog. I ain't this, I ain't that. But she didn't care about none of that. She's like, I'm sticking true to the position that I put myself. I've been in this position all this time. I've been listening. I've been following. So here it is. It's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. But what? Obedience. And again, when you obey, you get blessed. Come on, y'all. Talk to me now. We almost done. You know, I ain't lying to y'all this time. We almost. But now if it get good to me again, it's been getting good. But again, she was stating that she wanted to be in covenant with him, as she also laid at his feet afterwards. Because of this, Boaz understood by her positioning that she was viable and valuable to him. She put herself in a position to show, I'm valuable to you. I am viable. And he wouldn't know. He said, oh, and all of Israel. Never have I seen such great faith. Ain't that what Mashiach said about that woman? That he called her dog. Yeah. Come on, talk to me now. Let's go throughout the scripture. Can we do that? Can we do that? He understood based on her position what she wanted. When you allow yourself to be in the position of a girlfriend, don't expect to get wifely benefits. Because what you do, you position yourself to be something other than a wife. And vice versa for a husband. If he isn't giving, or he's giving husband benefits, but he is a boyfriend position, or he a side piece position, or she's a side piece position, you ain't never going to get put in the number one spot. Because what am I showing? All I'm good for is this. Is it helping anybody?
Yes.
Don't lie to me, y'all. Don't do that to me. You know, y'all gonna be real with your shepherd, with your moral. Y'all gonna be real with me. Okay.
That's all we got.
But again, based on her position, he understood what she wanted by her position. Yah understands what you want by your position. We can't say he will supply all our needs according to his riches and glory, but we ain't putting ourselves in a position to get supplied. You know, don't sit there and say, give me more of you, but you ain't in a position to get nothing. You ain't in a position to get a trickle. But you talking about some, I want more of Yah. You know, we saying, I love you, Yah, and I lift my voice, but you ain't in a position to actually love him and lift your voice. What's the one song I always be messing with y'all with and playing around saying, you know I want to love you? And that's basically what Yah is saying to us. I'm putting myself in a position of love for you, but I need you to put yourself in a position to reciprocate and show me that you want to love me too. Who want to love somebody and they don't love them? What kind of relationship is that? All right, maybe y'all want to be in that kind of relationship. Y'all want to be in that kind of relationship?
No.
Say what your chest did.
We good over here.
Think of the woman that anointed Yehoshua's feet. The woman with the alabaster box, they say. She knelt at his feet and anointed his feet with that precious oil, and she used her hair to rub his feet. Now, how many of y'all women going to use your hair to rub a man's feet? She look at it, it's like, you won't even, someone won't even do it for you. They ain't all man. Mashiach wasn't her man, but Mashiach, like you said, he was the man. But she said, you know what? I'm going to put myself in a position of submission because I know who you are. It's sad when the demons know who Yehoshua is, but we act like we don't. But again, she anointed his feet. She knelt down at his feet, removing his sandals and anointing his feet with her hair. Again, the desire for covenant relationship is being shown. She was saying, I want you to be my master. I want you to be my savior. I deals with you. I do whatever you want me to do. I'm putting myself in submission to you. Because I want you to know I'm in covenant with you. I want to be in covenant with you. How does he know that we want to be in covenant with him? Because what do? Ask for forgiveness. We repent We say, Savior, save me. I know I ain't no good.
Right.
And I need you to help me because I got some problems. I got trouble.
Yes.
And you the only one that can do it. You got to do it because if you don't do it, it ain't going to get done. I'm jacked all the way up.
Yes.
In our Ibri, Ebe, or Hebrew culture, shoes are symbolic of preparation for a task, a status of freedom, meaning having shoes, as opposed to somebody that didn't have shoes. Y'all know for the Israelites, especially in this country, we know a little something about that. Hardly having shoes, they got holes in your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, that's a sign of either freedom for the one that has shoes or poverty and enslavement for the one that don't. It also even denotes mourning when you're barefoot. Shoes were also used in conjunction with transfer of property. Throwing your shoe shows contempt. And lastly, with the removal of the in regards to being on hallowed ground, a covenant. What happened when Moshe was talking to that burning bush, when Yah met him in the burning bush? What did he say to him? The same thing you said to everybody last Sukkot before they went to your tent, what they had to do.
Take off their shoes.
Because what?
This ground is holy.
So the thing is, when we take our shoe, like what we've been doing when we're doing praise and worship and stuff like that, and we feel his presence there, y'all do, but usually y'all like to walk around barefoot anyway. But he'll tell me, take your shoes off.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll take them off. And the thing is, I'm showing covenant with him because when you take your shoes off, you're also saying that I trust that you're going to protect me.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going to be able to happen to me because what? I'm on hallowed or holy what? Ground. Mm-hmm. Is it getting good to you? Mm-hmm. The shoe, I also remember that throwing the shoe when George Bush, the younger Bush, he was over in the Middle East somewhere. Well, we know it ain't the Middle East, but he was over in that area. And that man took his shoe and threw it at him and actually hit him. That's showing contempt. You really, really don't like somebody when you take your shoe off and you throw it at them. Or sometimes what the mamas do, they take their shoe off and beat you with it.
Yeah.
You got that big old shoe print on your backside. The shoe is a natural symbol of possession in ancient Eastern culture, specifically for our people, the Ibri Ebe. Receiving the shoe showed investment, and giving showed divestment. So when I received of it, it was an investment that I was receiving. If I'm giving my shoe to somebody, I'm divesting. I'm giving it to somebody else. As seen in chapter 4 between Boaz and the other kinsman redeemer. Think back to how many of our people died over shoes back in the 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. Remember, the gang violence was really at its apex in the 80s. Yeah, in some of the 90s too. It ain't like the stuff that they doing now. They playing at it now. But remember how many people was getting killed for their J's?
Yep.
And Patrick Ewing shoes, all those other different shoes, but mainly them J's. Even once you gave them your shoes, they would still kill you sometimes. Right. And also, you remember starter jackets, don't you?
Yes.
When starter jacket was a big thing, you're getting killed for the starter jacket too, getting robbed. But the majority of Israelites being robbed and even killed was over shoes. People fighting over shoes today. Mm-hmm. Standing out in long lines to buy shoes, especially our people to buy shoes from a man that's actually got stock in the prison industrial complex. Mm-hmm. He don't care nothing about you. He's got money in the thing of where they got the preschool to prison pipeline. Mm-hmm. And you still buying the shoes? Man, I ain't played in years. You still buying the shoes like he playing? Right. I ain't go off on nobody because I ain't do that. But again, look at how it's denoting us. We still seeing ourselves. We don't even see it. When our enemies captured us and we were sold into slavery, notice that we didn't have any shoes on, which showed us in mourning, showed us in enslavement and poverty, and also showing that we divested or gave up our possession through disobedience to our covenant relationship with Yah. Mm-hmm. So because we didn't stay in covenant with our kinsman redeemer, we didn't stay in covenant with our Yah, we lost our possessions. Mm-hmm. So basically by being barefoot, we was giving them our shoes and saying, take our land. That's why they got our land now. Wow. See, did something click? Did you get it? You are proved or tested by your position to see whether you will be elevated to a higher position or if you will be lowered. Demotions happen because a person did not fulfill or uphold whatever position they were in. Since the beginning, man was given a position of dominion over the earth, but by getting outside of position, he allowed Halil, or it's Satan, or Lucy, to be given dominion, hence being called the mighty one of this world. And King Jimmy say the God of this world. Mm-hmm. Man was given dominion over the earth. And because the woman is a part of man, she was also given dominion over the earth, with him. But when he sinned, and they didn't say it happened when she ate, when he ate, what he basically was doing was saying, I'm divesting, I'm taking off my shoe and giving it to you, giving you the property. And that's basically what ended up happening. Scripture speaks of how man or mankind was made a little less or a little lower than Elohim, the Elohim, or the Malkim, and also you can look at it as little Elohims, or angels. And that's in Tehillim or Psalms 8, verses 4 through 9, and Ibram or Hebrews 2, verses 7 through 9. And we talked about that the other day when we said we just made just a little bit lower than the angels right now. But again, who the one that's going to get to judge the angels? Those of us that make the cut? Us. Yisrael. Not nobody else. Yisrael. Now again, it ain't to try to say that we all this and all that other stuff, because we're not. Because what do you say? He ain't choose us because of that. Because what? We were the least. But he said, I chose you because I love you. Keep on asking that man, why you choose me? Be glad he chose you if he the right man. And he gonna say, I chose you because I love you. I chose you because I saw something in you. I want that. Be happy. Shut up. You look nice. Make me a sandwich. You be like, stop. You know how y'all get. Stop playing. Stop it. You had to get a laugh out of y'all. Don't be trying to stone me. You have to be in a position to receive a blessing. Let me say that again. You got to be in a position to receive a blessing. You actually have to be in position to receive anything, whether blessing or curse. Your positioning is based on your decisions. Didn't we hear that in Restoration Class? Decision dictates position. Hence, we are in our position, our predicament today, because we got out of the right position. In the Restoration Class, again, I already said it. Y'all know what we say, why we say it, and then we get over it. We deal with it. When looking at Uncle Joseph, his positioning got him ready for his and his family's blessing. His brothers who did him wrong had to then be put into position to come back to him asking for forgiveness, and then he had to forgive them and do what his process of positioning was setting him up for the whole time. He didn't know his position himself when he was tricking off and telling about his dream.
No.
And getting them all mad, they feel a certain kind of way. He didn't know he was getting in position when he got that coat of many colors. Look at him over there with that yarn money, because there was no Armani back then. Them yarn money, sheep money, goat money, robe. Well, look at him just over there looking how he looking. Got his snow good, melanin glistening because the sun is shining on him, and he got that nice little fit on. He ain't never give us though. Like Dad ain't never do that to us. Over there being his favorite, I can't stand. I will kill him.
Yeah, let's go kill him.
You know what they did, and the thing is, Reuben did something right. He said, "No, let's not do that. Let's just put him in a hole. But he's like, I'll come back and get him later on." But guess who's the one that said, "Let's sell him"?
Judah.
Yehuda.
I was trying to sell something.
And then the thing is,
I got a brother for sale.
I bless those that bless you and curse those that curse you. So if you curse your own, what? You get cursed. Yeah. Who got put into captivity and sold?
Yehuda.
Oh, thank you.
You reap what you sow. Because our tribal father Yehuda sold our Uncle Joseph. What happened to us?
Same thing.
We were scattered all across the four corners of the earth. Now, our other tribes, and some of Benjamin and Louis was with us, so they got God too. Yes, I said God again. It happened to them too. But the thing is, the 10 northern tribes, or the kingdom of Israel, they got dispersed. And yes, they had a lot of bad things happen to them too. But because we sold, and I say we because we're part of him, and we sell out today. Who the biggest sellouts? A lot of us. We sell each other. They know that's how they give you stuff to sell you out. That's why we got Reverend Al Permington and Jesse Snackson and all these other jokers that sold us out. Even MLK sold us out. And in the end, that's why they killed him, because he's like, no, let's wait a minute, let's get this right, because he finally realized who we were. He had that Moshe moment.
Yep.
Going to the mountaintop. And then the thing is, they say, okay, kill him because he about to wake everybody else up. He was all right when he was our paid informant, part of the boule and all that other mess.
So you realize what he did.
But okay, now he's actually, and notice, we ain't had no more, the people that they put in front of you ain't no leaders. If they was, they would have done already killed them or been trying to kill them. They ain't trying to kill none of them. They call on them to get us to act right. When we get tired of all the mess that's happening and we start getting in position to fight back, then they are the government will send Jesse or send Al. Like, you better shut them niggas up. Or we're going to start doing martial. We're going to do all these other different things. And then what do? They sweet talk and everybody start coming down. Now, granted, we ain't going to get out of this with hands and stuff like that. The Father's going to get us out of it. We got to be smart. And we got to stay in position. We can't listen to these jokers, these bruisers out there spitting hate and venom and stuff like that, because they going home to their nice houses and all this other stuff because the government's taking care of them. With you. Because you don't work for the government. And the government is like, I don't want you to really start living out who you really are. I don't want you to really start getting in a position. So you, I'm going to get. Them, they all right. Again, that lets you know who's who. Who's on the table. And I ain't mean to go on all that, but that's we still in our lesson. And we about to pull the Teddy P and let it go. Not the Teddy P another way he got caught in it. We about to. No, I'm staying a little bit after that out here. It's just getting good now. But again, because he got in a position to sell his brother, we got in a position to get sold.
That's jacked up.
Yeah. So be happy about it that we coming out of it. As the Father said, these things had to happen. And we got put in this position, being out of position, to get us in the good position again. To get back. And the thing is, like I said, he's going to get rid of all. I'm glad to get rid of the rebels. I love them stuff like that, but if you ain't going to be on the Father's side, then get away from me.
Yes.
I won't see you in the wilderness. He's going to get rid of you. You're not about to walk in and put some leaven in the lump and jack all us up. Y'all done seen the Torah study, what happened. People following, you get them Korahs and Dathans and the 250 with the census. You get all these other people that are like, well, he ain't. Or you be like Miriam and Aharon. You ain't the only one he talked to. Like, oh, okay. Leprosy.
Right.
And then lose that melanin. Like Miriam, is it the melanin popping there? No. Yona, what do you think? He ended up looking strange. His melanin probably took a hit, being in the belly of that big fish and getting all them stomach acids and stuff in him. He probably came out looking like he had leprosy or something.
Ew.
And again, what for us, it's a curse to lose your melanin.
Yes, it is.
We ain't gonna go there.
It's a blessing to keep it.
I'm gonna leave that one alone. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and this ain't about that. But just had to say that. The account of Joseph was prophetic for what we would do to Yahushua. He came unto his own, and they did not receive him. That's Yachanan in John 1:11. He positioned himself low by coming down here amongst us, being ridiculed, mistreated, lied on, betrayed, abused, jailed, given a free case, just like they've been doing to us today, mocked, sacrificed, to be put in a position of power and authority. He had to go through all that, eventually being sacrificed to be put in a position of power and authority. What does it say? When he got up, he rose with what? All power or authority in his hand. He showed us how to get in position to be elevated or edified. Those who follow Yah's word will receive a greater position by receiving a glorified body. You'll find it in 1 Corinthians or Corinthian Aleph, chapter 15, verses 42 through 53. Philippians, chapter 3, verse 21. Ruth was redeemed and was linked to the family of King David and King Shlomo, or Solomon, and above all else to Yahushua HaMashiach, all because of her submission to the right position. She didn't run from it. Let me say that again. She didn't run from it.
Yes.
Especially when she was given what was considered an easy way out by saying, you can go back. You can be absolved of this. Go back to your people. Find your husband amongst them. Your husband dead. You don't owe me nothing. You can leave. She worked and moved in that position to get her to Boaz. Boaz was then able to use his position to redeem her, because the kinsman redeemer ahead of him gave up his position when he realized that it would affect his inheritance. He was selfish. He was all about being a kinsman redeemer when he's like, look at this land I get to have. But then when he realized that Ruth came along with it, and that he would have to give an inheritance to her husband that had passed, Machlon, that's going to mess up my hair. That's going to mess me up. So the thing is also, you got to show a person got to see it for what it really is. And the thing is, if they find value in you, they'll be like, I'll take the hit. I don't care. I want you. And Mashiach did that for all of us. He said, you know what? I ain't worried about having to get on that stake with the crossbeam. I ain't worried about getting ridiculed. I ain't worried about the very people that's showing me love, showing fake love to me, is the same ones going to say, kill this sucker. Knowing that they about to railroad me, give me a free case. Knowing that my three homeboys, my inner circle, they can't even stay with me and watch 1 hour. They falling asleep. They falling asleep on me physically, and they fell asleep on me in the spirit. Because they still didn't really know who I was. Then my number one, who told me that he going to be with me to the end of the earth, wherever I go, he going to go. That Yardbird crowed 3 times, and he denied me, just like I told him he was going to do. And then I had to look at him. Just thinking how I had to feel, knowing that I'm going to tell him that he's going to do this, and I know he's going to do it, and he still don't believe that he's going to do it. And then when it actually does happen, how you feel? Somebody ever told you they're going to be with you forever? They're going to be with you, and they roll with you and all the other stuff, and then you look where they are now. Today. I know there's been people that said that to y'all. Where they at?
Somebody else. I hope.
But count it all joy.
That's how they could be.
She worked and moved in that position to get her to Boaz. Boaz was then able to use his position to redeem her. Because the kinsman redeemer ahead of him gave up the position when he realized it would affect his inheritance, his selfish positioning opened the door to freedom and redemption for Boaz, Ruth, and Naomi. A broken house was brought together all through submission and position. Let me say that again. A broken house was brought together all through submission and position. We as Yah's chosen people are a broken house right now. But what's going to bring us back together? Position through submission. 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name will position or humble themselves and pray and seek my face and submit or turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, will forgive their sins and get in position with them and heal their land, put them and their land back in position. The earth groans for the sons of Yah, what the scripture said. It is groaning for us because we're not in position. The earth knows who belongs in the position. And the earth is like, you're not it. Oh, we about to feed you in the natural because I heard it. But the thing is, the earth groans. You have to give me about 5 more minutes. The earth groans because what? We are out of position because they know you're supposed to be in position. That's where all this stuff is happening. And the thing is, when we finally get back in our right position, everything will be beautiful again. Mm-hmm. No more earthquake, no more all these other different hurricanes, no Sufars. And no Sufar relationships in y'all's lives. No more of this mess. The animals, they know that stuff is wrong. The animals is groaning and crying out and saying, when the real people going to get back in position? Everything was good until they got out. And you see, the thing is, everybody waiting on us. They don't know it. But they waiting on us to wake up and get right. But the prophecy said the fig tree, when it starts to bud, fig tree is budding because what? We're starting to awaken. They're trying to stop it. They're trying to make sure that we get out of position. And they're going to really start coming at us hard. Because his timeline, we've always been the time clock. Mm-hmm. So they're going to do everything they can. That's why we must stay positioned in him. I don't care what they say about him. I don't care how they try to deter you, how many times they threaten you. They can't do that unless he allow it. And if he allow it, it was meant to happen. Deal with it. And say, you know what? You just helping me get to where he want me to be in the first place. There we go. Y'all got it? We all did it together. That's fam right there. That's fam. Make sure that you don't have selfish positioning. Again, a broken house is brought together through submission and position. Ruth, in essence, was brought with a price. Ooh. And we who are his redeemed nation are also bought with the price. That's 1 Corinthians, or Corinthians Aleph, chapter 6, verse 20. And then chapter 7, verse 23. Remember what we also about? You bought with a price. So if you try to sell yourself when he didn't already got a receipt on you, you're stealing. And thieves get locked up. And scripture also says there will be no thieves.
Down I heard in the kingdom of heaven.
And what's one of the 10 wedding vows and commandments? Thou shalt not
steal.
Oh! Now I'm gonna share this with y'all, and then we done. Y'all know I close the book, so y'all know what I mean now. I feel like opening it up again. I got my second win. Well, I never finished my first win. But anyways, y'all know I was in the military. I know I was an infantryman and all that other good stuff with the Army. For Uncle Slapstick, which was a dirty uncle. But we ain't gonna get into on him right now. But the thing is, we had this thing that was called traveling Overwatch, bounding Overwatch. Now, the bounding Overwatches, we knew that we was going to get into contact with something. And so when they started spraying that hot love down, we were broken up into 2 teams, were our squad. And what would happen is, one would say, cover me while I move. They would yell out to the other one. And so we would lay down suppressive fire, lay down that hot love back. And we would keep on doing it until we heard in position. And then when we heard that one team say they're in position, now we know, now I can go because now they're going to cover me. And then so after they say in position, now we would say, all right, you cover me while I move. And then we didn't move until we heard them say, got you covered. So we stayed in position based on the position of the other person. Once I heard got you covered, now I'm going. We had to think, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. Don't stay up too long, you're going to get got. And yes, I keep on saying get got. Because they asked for you, Satan asked for you, so he wants you to stay up as long as he can get you, so he can shoot you down.
You said if I'm up, he sees me.
Yeah, that's what we say. I'm up, and while we're saying it, the thing is, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. And by the time we say I'm down, you got to be down. So you got to run as fast as you can for a split seconds. Be down. And then do it again. And once you got to that position that they needed you to be in, then you say, in position. Then we keep on doing it until we got to where we need to get and tore it up. And then once we shut it up, like Rocky liked to shut his toys up, then everything was cool then. And so what we have to do is do the bounding Overwatch with Yehoshua. He said, I got you covered. Boaz said to Ruth, I got you covered. And then so when we know he's covering us, then we have no problem moving. And then when we get to where he said, this is where I want you to be, then you say what? In position. We got to be in position to get what we want from him. And the main thing that we should want is him. You know, I always ask y'all, what is in hell that is worth dying for? What do you want in hell? What do you say? Can a man sell himself? What can he give in exchange for himself? What does it profit you to gain the world and lose that? There ain't nothing in hell that's worth my eternal salvation. There ain't nothing in hell that I want that's going to keep me from being in position, the right position with him. Your submission to the right position dictates your future position. Are you in position? Shalom.